You can. Ah! Okay. Alright, let's go. My name's Frankie and I play drum, Knumears.
My name's Dante and I play bass.
My name's Matt, I play guitar in Knumears.
How did you guys meet?
Met Matt. I was about 16. It was through our good friend Noah. And we originally formed like a hardcore band called Turnaway, and then we after maybe a year and some change, right before COVID happened, we started playing more melodic riffs and stuff, and then we switched our name to Knumears, and then we played our first show June of 2021, and just so on and so forth.
Yeah. What was the inspiration behind your name?
Which one? Behind Knumears? It's a Honeywell song called Me and You Screaming Knumears. So, You and Me Screaming Knumears. And now our Instagram is Me and You Screaming, and then our name is Knumears. That's it. Not too
Original.
Well, what was your first intentions behind making music? Or goals? Yeah.
Kind of just expressing ourselves in a way that we couldn't any other way. It was just all of us love music in our own way, you know what I mean, and we're connected to it, and then we kind of just found a middle ground of what we wanted to play and what we wanted to sound like. So it kind of made it easy because we all kind of had the same idea of what we wanted to be, and we had a similar way to express ourselves when playing music, and that kind of just is what motivated us, and we just wanted to play music just to be ourselves.
Do you think that's anything since then has changed, when you first started?
Yeah, a lot. I think how we've grown as musicians has changed a lot. How we go through phases of what we're into and what inspires us in writing. We always kind of have a set.
You go through
I go through. I know. But we all have a set idea of what we want to sound like. But I don't know.
We have a set idea.
But I don't know, the scene's changed a lot since we started. People really didn't give a fuck when we started playing. Now I guess people do, which is funny. It's pretty cool, but I don't know.
Yeah, there wasn't really a scene locally. Definitely not original to what we're doing, but it was because we were so young, we weren't part of the LA scene or even any other screamo scene that was going on. So it was original to what we were doing amongst our peers. So that was the reason why we say no one cared, because I guess what was going on at that moment, no one else was really doing. But yeah, I think that's what went down.
Starting out, what were some of your inspirations?
It was kind of weird because the original Knumears lineup was me on bass, Matt on drums, and me and our buddy Noah on guitar. Dante came in maybe about 4 months after we played our first show due to our buddy leaving to Texas. So I feel with that original lineup, it was a lot of bands like Calm and Everyone Asks About You. It wasn't necessarily super screamo hardcore stuff yet. I think we're kind of going for emo, adjacent title fight kind of shit. And then I think when I started listening to Honeywell and stuff, we already were a hardcore band that kind of went to more alternative-y, making kind of alternative riffs. And then we went to more screamo stuff and wrote songs like Wednesday and I Love You Now, I Love You Never. And then we weren't able even to put anything out before our buddy Noah left. So when Dante came, we all played musical chairs, and I went to drums, Matt played the guitar, and then Dante did a lot of all the bass actually. Yeah.
Or what bands do you guys listen to now?
All over the place. I feel all of us are kind of just all over the place. I'm recently super into 60s and 70s folk music, and screamo wise, bands like Ostraka and Brahm and Harrison Bergeron. it's kind of just like everywhere. Like we all kind of pull from everything that we're into.
I was damn near anything. I think we all have a shared common interest. I know like why we put so much like back into it, getting to like kind of what's hardcore in the sense of like their message or like ideology or thinking for yourself. I think is like something that's carried throughout the band too. So it's like with that mentality, I feel like you just keep going. Yeah, literally anything. Listen to anything. I'm not too picky, but yeah.
Just listen to whatever.
What do you guys enjoy most about like doing shows?
Going home. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know,
The energy.
the energy is fun. People being stoked is fun because it's like this is stuff that we didn't really think anybody was going to be stoked about, and we just thought it was just for ourselves, and it still is. But like now that people actually kind of trick with it, it's like whoa, like it's fun seeing people sing our songs with us, and it's like stage dive. Even though nobody really knows how to stage dive. And they all kind of suck at it, and it's really corny, but like it's fun that they try, I guess.
Do you guys have like? Do you guys have like the most memorable show?
A most memorable show? I think the past.
We say like after every good show, I feel like every fun show, we say like, oh, this is the best show. So like our 1721 that we played a few weeks ago, really that's our best show. And the one before that was like, I like a little small, our split set, or at the spot called the Haven in our hometown. That we were like, that's the best of ever. And then before that, it was like the other 1720 shows. So really, it's just like
You keep going.
They're all fun.
But I think one that like genuinely, for some reason, always like sticks out, I guess to like me personally, is when what was our buddy's last show before he moved to Texas? That one always like I always think about that one. I feel like I can forget a lot about the other shows, but I think of like in 10, 15 years from now, when someone asks me like, do you remember any shows? It's gonna be that one. Yeah. So I think for me that one.
I would say I think the first time we like traveled anywhere was like San Francisco in 2022, and that was our first time like out of like the IE or like the entire SoCal. And like the love that the San Francisco kids showed us was like pretty cool. Like we made friends with like other people in bands, so they were still close with to this day. And like we played in like a bookshop. It was like probably like 15 people there, like to see us, but like everyone was stoked.
That shit was lit, bro.
Yeah,
There was like 50 people there.
Was there?
That shit was
It
turd.
was pretty turd.
I thought there was more people there for like Gavin.
No,
and,
it was pretty turd.
That shit was mad fun, bro. You tricked it.
I mean, look at the video. I didn't see like 10 people in the front.
Yeah, no, that show was
But
good.
that was my favorite show, I would say.
I love.
I think one that like we played this place called the Constellation Room, and it was like the first time we ever played a real venue. Like all the other shows that we played were just like DIY spots or like smaller venues, but like this was the first time we ever played a show like where we've seen other bands that we love, and we're like, whoa, this is kind of real. Like we're like on a big ass stage right now. This shit's scary. I've seen sick bands that I've like looked up to play on this stage, and like we're playing it. And that was like, I don't know, that was like the first time I was like, this is crazy. Like this is awesome.
Do you guys have any crazy fan stories?
No, not like crazy fan stories. No, like anyone like stalkers or anything. Everyone's really, I was really nice.
Or is there anything like that you still think about?
Man.
The first time I got recognized was pretty crazy. Like outside of a show. I was at work actually. I was at work and it was after the Constellation Room show. And I was bagging this guy's groceries for him. And he was like, oh, you play in Knumears, right? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, I just saw you guys. And I was like, crazy, you just saw me and now I'm bagging your groceries for you. I was like, that's crazy.
And the craziest one was like at the Constellation Room show. We're working the merch table and this kid comes up. He's like, I just, you're my favorite band ever. Like, I did my school project about you guys.
Or this past 1720 show too, this kid was like super stoked on us, and he was like saying that he wished he could repay us or something, and he was like, you don't have to do anything, and he gave me one of his guitar picks and was just like, oh, I want you to have this. And that was like that was really cool to me.
You saw the pic?
Yeah, it's sitting on my dresser. I literally have it. It's literally a white guitar pick sitting on my dresser. And I don't know, I just thought it was super sick. I was stoked that he did that.
Do you guys have a favorite song to perform?
The one when we go home.
Any cover we do.
Covers are fun. Untitled 2, which we haven't released and probably will never release ever, is really fun to play.
You guys like Arizona?
Yeah, no, we do. It's drive. Tonight sucked because the show got canceled. So for those who are watching this, why is Frankie such a dickhead? Because we drove 5 hours for them to wrap that shit up before anyone even made it. So
Yeah.
that was the only reason why. That's why I keep saying I want to go home.
Yeah, because they're...
And they didn't fucking listen to me because I said, let's do pre-show. And they were like, no, because it makes things harder.
We got treated like a stepchild.
We did, dude.
Yeah.